Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is a review for PowerBookII, and I'm so happy that we're back. I really didn't even know. It kind of just came up on me. Just came up on me. I was over here on YouTube and I saw that Ashley Miller had done a review and Really BTV had done a review. Shout out to them, by the way. And I haven't watched them because it's like, wait. I didn't even know it was on. Let me go over here and watch it before I watch anybody's review and before I do my own review. But that's what we're here for. PowerBookII, Season 3, Episode 1, Your Perception, Your Reality. So, fine ass Davis, Method Man, fine ass. He's giving, y'all remember that ring that Tariq stole from Mecca Dante. He stole that ring, you know, from out the penthouse. And he brought it to fine ass Davis, Method Man, fine ass. And he gives it to some lady and she puts it on the auction. And so over there at the auction, this man is bidding on it or whatever, you know, and he ends up getting it. The ring is sold for $5 million. There's this lady, and she came in with all her good garments. I mean, beautiful, okay? And I'm thinking, who is this? We've never seen her before. Okay. And when he leaves, he proposes to his woman. You know, they out at Central Park. It's romantical. And he proposes, and then he's interrupted by the lady that was real beat. She come in with her flunky. And this man is annoying. Like, his character is very annoying. And I feel like from here on out, I'm going to be like, can somebody please do something by him? Somebody please do something by him. Him and all his American, I was going to say jokes, but it ain't funny. It ain't funny, so they're not jokes. He got shade for Americans, like, across the board. And I just want you to go back to wherever it was you came from. Like, you don't have to be here. You could send somebody else to do it. Get somebody else to do it next time. Because don't be coming over here being disrespectful. But anyway, they interrupt, and she tells them that the ring belongs to her. She has an English accent, you know. She says that the ring, and I'm gonna try to do it. Every single review, we're gonna try to get her. I'm gonna try to get her accent. It's good practice. It's good practice from an acting class. But anyway, you know, the man, of course, he scoffs at her like, golf, I ain't giving you nothing. This is mine, blah, 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 blah. And they have to just, you know, take matters into their own hands. And she get a machete from out of nowhere and slices off that lady's hand by the wrist, takes the ring off of it, puts it on her finger. And they screaming and hollering and carrying on, but, you know, they have to die. And so both of them get shot right there in Central Park. I said, I mean, you just trying to have a nice evening with your person. You done proposed. She's thinking it's the best night of her life. And then here you come. Them people didn't know that they had took your ring. You could at least lead with who you are. You know, how important it is to you. You know, give a backstory. Maybe he would have been more inclined to give it back. But no, you come in all forceful and crazy like. And just killing people for nothing. Them poor people. Anyway, Tariq and Effie, they're packing his room because he has to leave that room. The semester is about to start though, so he got to find somewhere to stay. Effie has transferred to Stansfield as well, but she don't want to live in his shadow, so she's like, keep your distance. I don't want to be known as Tariq's girl. And he like, what's wrong with that? And of course she's like, I mean, nothing, but I just don't want to be known as your girl. Like, I'm my own woman. She's, you know, independent. Anyway, girl. Brayden's mother and sister walk in, and she's, of course, like, what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? You know, she gives him all kind of lip. And she tells him to just, get out, because I guess she's moving in. But she tells him to get out, and don't let the doorknob hit you where would a good Lord split you. Whatever, girl. Just blaming Tariq for Braden's mistakes, because Braden done got expelled. But that's on Braden. Braden took one for the team, but that was his decision. Nobody made him do that. Nobody made Braden do anything that Braden has done, because Braden is all for it. He is down, okay? Braden is, thirsty for the lifestyle of a drug dealer. He likes it. Anyway, Auntie Monet is at home watching TV in a funk. Davis Finance, Method Man Finance, he drops by to let her know that Mecca Dante's penthouse has been left to her. And if it was left to Zeke, but since Zeke died and he didn't have a will, it goes, to his mother, to his biological mother. And Monet is like, well, he had private jets, yachts, more houses, all that mine too. And he says, well, technically, yes. But since he was an FBI informant, they had to come and seize a whole lot of stuff. And that's what was left. The penthouse is the one thing that he owned without dubious title. So if he tells her that if she does try to go after anything else, it's probably going to be a target on her back, and she should probably, let that alone. Monet just want to know who shot her son. I mean, that's her answer, response to everything. Monet, you want something to eat? Listen, who shot Zeke? That's her response. She don't care about nothing else. Who did it? The man standing right there in your house, girl. If only you knew. Method Man tells her that his people are on the NYPD, so he's going to help find whatever he can find. And when he does find something, he'll let her know. When he leaves, Lorenzo, he's trying to reason with her and talk to her, and because she snapped on him in front of company. She was like, I'm not talking to you, because I don't even remember what he chimed in to say, but she snapped on him, and he was like, you can't talk to me like that in front of people. She's like, I'll talk to you however the fuck I want. Who killed Zeke? Find that out. And she says, she's trying to get back to her TV show, so going on somewhere. Then she tells the boys, Kane and Drew, that they can have the penthouse, so it's theirs. Braden, he's now working with his dad over there at Weston and Holdings, my bad. And his father basically is walking him through the place, whatever. You this up, I'm cutting your ass off. That's it. His brother Trace is around there being a prick. I really can't stand his character either. I wish somebody do something about him. Kane should have done something about him a long time ago when they had the chance. Cause he's just insufferable. Anyway, he walks him, all the way to his uncle's office, and his uncle, is there. He's going to walk him through everything. He can take it from here. Uncle tells him, listen, don't tell your daddy, but course correct was a good idea. Course correct was smart. You smart and you a good salesman. But what was dumb was you getting up there on the stand and telling everybody that you did it and that you was the one that created it. Like, we don't do that. We don't do that, but he the cool uncle. He introduces him to his assistant, like his right-hand person. Her name is Kiki. Kiki, come on in. Kiki is beautiful black girl. Braden is standing there choosing. She seems like she's going to be a tough nut to crack. So I wouldn't even try to climb that tree. I just don't. She feels like she's very rigid. So I just don't see it for you, Braden. Anyway, Diana and her forehead, she tries to bring Monet up a tray of food. She's gonna, it's a peace offering. I don't know. But Monet tells her to skate. Beat it. Beat it, scram, and don't come back around here no more. She go in the kitchen and smashes the dishes. Girl, whatever. What you thought? You blew up the spot. And you think that everybody is supposed to just be like, hey, Diana, girl. No, girl. Them people don't have nothing for you because you fucked up the thing. You did. Anyway, she talking to her daddy, and they got each other. They got each other. If they ain't got nobody else in the house, they got each other. He tells her that she can go to Stansfield and she can go full time if she wants to, and he gonna see about trying to get her a full ride. He gonna make some phone calls. He gonna make it happen. Whatever, Lorenzo. Rashad Tate is having lunch over there at Stansfield with one of the deans, and Tariq walks up. He needs to speak to the dean, and he tells him, "Listen, I'm homeless. I need somewhere to stay. Can you please help me with that?" And the dean kind of like brushes him off, like, "We'll get to it tomorrow." And he tells him to make an appointment with the office and all of that. And it's like, no, you need to do that now. Rashad says, "I think I can help." And the dean is like, "Some of the students and faculty, they don't really want you on campus. They feel unsafe." And he tells them over 1,000 alumni are calling for his removal from the campus and all of that. And Rashad says, "Cut the shit. Because what y'all not going to do is, we're not doing this to the young brother. We're not doing that. Not in this climate where we got police brutality going rampant. Like, we not doing that. No. And I got thousands of people following me, and I would hate to get them on board with the We Hate Stansfield hate train, because he can get it going if this is what we're doing to the young brothers on the campus. Because you're supposed to protect your students. And it don't look like protection. It look like y'all throwing him away over some accusations. Accusations. He says, "I suggest you find this young brother a dorm. I'm gonna have my supporters on the line. I don't think you want that." And the dean says, "Listen, I'll see what I can do, but I ain't gonna do nothing else. Get into some more trouble, I can't help you." When he leaves, of course, Tariq is like, "All right, now what you want? Because I know you scratch your back, scratch my back kind of nigga. So what you want now?" And Rashad says that, the race is pretty close. I may need you. May need your skill set. So stay by your phone. I'll be in contact. And he tells him, "This isn't over for you. So I would try to change. The campus narrative. Otherwise they really gonna try to find a way to get your ass up out of here." All right, that was that. Kane. He's having a party at the penthouse, and Drew and his boyfriend show up. He like, "Dang, I thought we was on christening the place alone." And Drew's like, "I didn't know we was having a party." He gets in there, and of course Kane walks up. "It's about time. The plug over here. We got to go over here and talk to this connect." And of course, boyfriend went on about his way. The connect is Mike's. Y'all remember Mike from the Wood? Ooh, I had the biggest crush on Mike back in the day. Okay. My first time seeing the Wood, I was like, And then when I see him again coming around full circle, and he a man in his 40s, I feel like cause he should be the same age as Neil Long and him. So yeah, they late 40s, early 50s. Fine. Still fine. Mike is still fine. Anyway, Mike is the connect. And they pitched themselves to him, and he's like, "Why would I want to do anything with a Tejada that's living up in a dead man's penthouse? Why would I want to do that?" And he tells them what the terms would be, cash up front and 60% of the profit. And they like, pfft. Kane says, "Nigga, do we look like we new to this? We true to this. This ain't our first rodeo. We're not doing that. We can do the cash up front, absolutely. But 60%? Pfft, no, we're not doing that." And he's like, "Okay, take it or leave it." And Kane is like, "Well, that's how it is. My father raised you." And he's like, "Well, I mean, shit, Lorenzo, I don't owe him shit." "So how's your fine ass mama?" That's a problem. Kane gonna get up like he gonna fight or whatever. And Drew is like, "Well, whoa. How about 30%? And the dude might get up like, "Listen, I would take 60% over no percent. Because I don't see no other connects in here. Call me when you want to make a decision." And he leave him there standing there looking cheap. Because now what? Drew's boyfriend walks up. Kane is like, what's he doing here? Drew says, "I invited him. That's why." He ready to go. And he like, "You staying with me?" Drew say, "Okay, I'm gonna stay with you." Kane like, but we still got stuff to do. And he says, well, it can wait till tomorrow. And he leaves him standing there looking cheap. Anyway, Tariq, he meets with Bash, Stern's ex husband. I think they were married. I can't remember. But anyway, they meet. And he want to talk about Braden and get Braden getting on the stand and saying that he is the creator and founder of Course Correct. And he's like, we all know that's not true. We know that's you. And I can let the police know that that's you unless you pay me a whole lot of cash. See, I didn't really make out good in this divorce settlement. I'm left penniless, and so I'm going to need that money. And he says, listen, I ain't got no money. You're going to give me, I have to give me some time. Honestly. And Bash says, listen, I'm a decent man. I'm going to give you 7 days. And then I'm going to the police. So he leave. Tariq standing there looking cheap. I said, these people. You want to blackmail Tariq St. Patrick? We're not having it. We're not having it. Anyway, Braden and Tariq, they meet up with Kane at the penthouse. Braden had to do some finagling to get them both there at the same time. Because Kane don't want nothing to do with him. He like, y'all hot. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Please get from around here. Braden want to get the business back rolling. He's like, listen, we can do this. Yeah, it was a little rift. It was a little bump in the road. But he feel like we can do it. And Tariq is like, I mean, we should probably lay low. I mean, I done had fun not doing none of that. It's been a real fresh breath of fresh air, not having to worry about a drug business, honestly. So I guess Tariq can go either way, but Tariq know he needs some money because he got to get some money to pay Bash. Before Kane can reply to anything. Oh, wait. Before that, Kane asks about Effie and because he's like, I don't want to work with y'all, but if I will work with somebody in y'all's crew, it's gonna be Effie. Where's she at? Where her fine ass at? And Tariq is like, keep her name out your mouth, son. Kane is like, son. And then these people come busting in all black, like a whole swarm of SWAT people. You know, I'm thinking, is it the feds? It's not the feds. It's the beat black, real pretty lady from the beginning. She come prancing through, and then they drag somebody in with their head covered and drop the lady on the floor on her knees, and they make Tariq and them get down on their knees. She want to know, where is Mecca? You know what? Well, not she knows where he is because he dead, but she want to know what happened to him. You know, she say, Mecca Dante is dead, and you're all in his penthouse partying. Would anyone like to tell me how that is? And Kane says, pardon me, but who the fuck are you? And he get punched, of course. And then she tells him Mecca Dante was my first lieutenant and my fiance. And she said, he's the one who gave me this real pretty blue diamond that he really didn't get to give me. You know, because he was taken out before he could give me the ring. And she says that you can imagine, you know, that she's out of sorts. And so, again, what happened to Mecca Dante? And then they take the hood off that girl. And it's the girl Rocky that used to work with him, and she's like, I just saw it on the news too. What happened? I don't know what's going on. And she says, you don't know what happened to Mecca. But what about my product and my profit? What about it? She says, I'm sorry, Noma, please. Noma go and grab a gun and shoot her. And she said, you should have kept my name out your fucking mouth, you cunt. I was like, oh. I like her. I like Noma. Listen, I'm gonna have a love-hate thing for Noma. I already know it. But Noma's character is given. Already, go ahead, girl. They, have to plead because now she done turned the gun on them. And she's like, you care to explain? Yeah, y'all need to articulate a little bit better. And then Tariq is like, listen, I don't know what happened to Mecca Dante, but we moved the product. We work with him. Then Kane is like, yes, we work with him. I've been working with him closely. Like, that's my man, 20 grand. And then Braden jumps in like, yes, and we can keep the cash flow going. We his boys. We his homeboys. Let us do that. Her flunky is like, I ain't buying none of this shit. Because another American trait, too overzealous, too overconfident. And I'm like, hey, Pot, my name Kettle. Because he has an African accent. And so, I know you ain't. I know the very overconfident people ain't saying that the black Americans are overconfident. We're not doing that, are we? I was confused. I was confused. Anyway, she's like, they're little eager puppies. I want to help. Let them show me. She gives them 30 days to make something happen, to bring her a profit. And if not, they're going to end up like poor Rocky. They say they can do it, you know. She says, and another thing. Find out what happened to Mecadante. And the person who does, it'll be worth your while. All right, bye. Kane, back at the house, he's filling in Monet and Lorenzo and Drew and them about what happened. And Lorenzo is like, let's just take Noma out. Kane like, we ain't gonna be able to do that. That's not happening. Lorenzo says he ain't can with nobody associated with Mecadante anyway. And they like, well, yeah, we are. We really don't have a choice. What's her name? Monet just get up like, y'all niggas figure this out. I don't give a fuck about none of that. What happened to my son? That's what she want to know. Figure that out. Kane, he doesn't know, how he's going to get everybody on board. He's like, she will kill us. And Drew says that he don't know what to do about Monet, but he going to talk to Poppy and he going to get Poppy on board. Poppy going to come around. Tariq, he drops in on Finance Davis, Method Man Finance. And he drops a phone in front of him, and it's the headline from that couple that got killed on Central Park. And he's like, two fools that got killed in Central Park. What they got to do with me? And he was like, the two fools got killed behind the blue diamond that I gave you. You was supposed to get rid of it. Like, what the going on? Tariq basically needs his help again. Tariq says, listen, the blue diamond, I think the lady that killed them was the one who had a gun to my head last night. And he tells them, what happened with them. And that now he got to work for her or else she gonna kill him. And he's like, Method Man is like, who is this bitch? They don't know. He say, I don't know. Her name Noma. That's all I know. But we got to figure out what's going on. Find out who been watching the penthouse. Because somebody been watching the penthouse. Because Kane had them come up the garage. It was very suspicious. He ain't trusted. And so we're going to have to figure out what that is. And of course, Davis want to talk money. He's like, listen, nigga. She want to know why her ring was up on the auction block. I'm sure of it. Now, I ain't saying nothing, and I won't say nothing. So, my discretion is payment. Method Man, Davis Finance, Method Man Finance. Can't deny that. So, that's your payment. At this point, we helping each other however we can help each other. Shit, don't be asking me about no damn money. Outside, he's listening to their conversation with his annoying ass. He out there eavesdropping, so he ain't hear nothing though, but he was out there listening, and so he's still playing both sides. Anyway, Diana and her forehead, she's roommates now with Braden's sister, and she come in there being being tone deaf and not knowing what to say. Braden's sister, I'm speaking of, she comes in there and she's like, I ain't gonna tell my parents that I'm rooming with a Tejada. And she turned around like, bitch, what? Oh yeah, isn't Zeke the one who blah 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 and da 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 da. Just start running down her little Google search. And Diana and her forehead is like, girl, I ain't gonna tell my parents that I'm rooming with Braden's sister, the one who created Course Correct, a drug app. Girl, Google worked both ways. We can do this. We can do this all day, sis. And so she shut up, because girl, where you going with this? Anyway, Tariq, he gets to class. Diana, her forehead is there. Effie is there, but Effie, she want to keep her distance, so he pays her dust. He don't even say nothing to her. He come in class and sit right next to Diana on her forehead, and she's like, "We good?" He's like, "Yeah, we good, but don't steal my shit again. That wasn't cool." She's like, "Yeah, I know. My bad. My bad." Their professor walks in. It's Monica Brooks. Y'all know Monica Brooks from Girlfriends, William's wife. But over here, her name is Harper Bennett. I think I'm gonna call her Harper Monica Brooks Bennett. If we can do that. If I can remember to do that, that's what her name gonna be. Anyway, she says she handpicked the class specifically, and we're gonna have some good conversation. She's basically taking over where what was her name? Carrie Milgram, where she was. She starts class. So what are some things that are inherently American? They throw out some stuff. Greed, somebody says opportunity. Lacey and Keisha like, psh, for who? And then somebody else is like, no, Effie. Effie says, I mean, there are opportunities, but I mean, this is the land where privilege is paramount. Catch that. These some smart students for real. They really are. The way that they expound on all of these very nuanced and deep topics, they do a good job. Go ahead, kids. Because what year are they in? Their first year. These 18, 19-year-olds. Child, I was not giving you all of that. My freshman year in college, nah. That's about when you get to junior, senior year, when you start, expounding and critically thinking for real, Anyway, another student says that she thinks of freedom when she thinks of America. And then this black student, he chimes in and he says that that's always determined by the color of your skin or your economic status. And then professor, she interjects. She's like, okay, I knew this was coming. I knew he was going to jump in at some point. Let me introduce y'all. This is my TA, Salim Ashe. And she says that she's glad that he brought that up because that brings her to another point. Is the way that we're perceived our reality. And like saying, Keisha says, hell the fuck yeah, because people think because my name Keisha, I think her name's something else real unique. On the show, I can't even think of what her name is because her name Lyson Keisha. But she says, off her name alone, people assume that she's not smart and that she's uneducated and that they just think she's a bad bitch. And then another girl in there, I think it was Braden's sister. She's like, well, see, I get the opposite. People know that I'm smart and everything, but they don't think I'm a bad bitch, and I'm a bad bitch. It's like, girl, okay. Another student brings up Zeke, makes the whole situation awkward. Tariq adds that, that Zeke will never be able to right the wrongs, essentially, or like he'll never be able to change the narrative for himself because people think he's a murderer or some thug drug dealer, like his name has been sullied a little bit before death, and so now that he's gone, he ain't gonna be able to change the narrative in any way. And she asks, what do you do when your perception is at odds with your truth? And he says that truth always beats perception. And Effie jumps in with a quote. Like I said, these class topics and class conversations are always very enlightening. I like that part of the show. I'd be like, what they talking about today in class? Anyway, there's a moment where she introduces herself, where he introduces himself to her. So, we're going to be seeing the professor and Tariq interact, I'm sure. Same way he used to with Carrie Milgram. That boy Trace. He and his friends are in the office doing cocaine. They're about to have a team meeting, I guess. I don't know. Kiki comes in there with Braden. Again, she's rigid. She don't have a smile, a joke for nobody. But she's really tired of them because I'm sure it would be draining working around them and around those type of men. I understand her disposition. I really do, because look who she got to work with. Child, please. I'd have an attitude every day too. She tells him, y'all really need to cut that out. Like, let's not use before our meetings. Like, y'all are already assholes, and then you're bigger assholes. So let's not. One of them try to get Brayden to join in on the cocaine, and Brayden is like, I'm good. They try to shame him, of course, like he's the one that's odd for not doing cocaine on the job at work before the meeting. Anyway, he has to run to his office for some type of document that Kiki needs, and when he gets there, Bash is there. Next thing we see is Effie. She's walking, and Kane pulls up on her, trying to flirt and all of that. But he said he want to return the favor. You told me about Blondie and her wire, and so I just want to return the favor. Tariq, we back in business, and he don't want to let you in on it. And she's like, you ain't got to tell me about my man. That's my man. My man, my man, my man. And he's like, okay, my man. Did you tell your man that you was around here tipping me off about his girl? Did you tell him about that? And while they're having that little back and forth, he gets a text from Brayden that Brayden want to meet tonight. And so she going on about her business. And that's that. Finance, Davis Method Man Finance. He ambushes this man on the curb, and it's his brother's doctor. He want to know, what's going on with him, and how are things progressing, how's his condition. And the doctor is like, I done told you plenty of times what's going on. Nothing has progressed. I've given you no news because there is no good news. And he tells him that, his health is really declining. He got about 6 months. His Hep B and D is causing liver failure. David says that he can give him a liver. And he's like, he's ineligible for donation because of the Hep B. Then he asks, is there a trial drug going on? He says, actually, I do have a colleague that is working on a trial drug right now. What's the word? I want to say experimenting on people. Oh my gosh, what is the word? I know it. Anyway, he got some people using the trial drug over at some institution. And he says that he is a candidate for it, so he could get on the list, but he can't do it, while he's locked up. And so Davis is like, I promised him he was going to get out anyway. So go ahead and draw up the paperwork and get right on it. And I'm going to do my part in getting him out. Good and well, he don't have no control over that. But he get right on the phone and call Sax. Sax over there with his annoying ass girlfriend, the DA. They looking over files or whatever. Davis Method Man tells him that he wants answers on his brother's case. Like what y'all doing about it. Sax says that he has some documents that seem to be redacted. And, so it seems like there's a cover up somewhere. Of course, Davis Finance Method Man says, figure out what the cover up is. Have some information for me next time I call. And he tells him one more thing. I'm going to need you to figure out who is watching the penthouse. Because I'm trying to figure out why anybody is over there watching the dead man's penthouse. Sax is surprised. He's like, the federal informant? Like, he dead. and of course, Davis is like, exactly. So, I want to know what's going on. Sax is like, he wants to know, like, if this is a case that he's working on. He tells them, you file it under miscellaneous. Once they get off the phone, his snitch ass girlfriend, she always trying to get somebody locked up. Girl, get out of here. She want to know why Davis Method Man is so, concerned about a case. Why are you worried about it? Damn. Does it concern you? No? Is it your case? She always asking questions. She trying to get Davis Method Man Finance locked up too. So we got to do something about her too. Anyway, they're trying to find dirt. She basically is using Sax, to find dirt on Davis Method Man Finance. And because he hasn't done it, she really don't want nothing to do with him, Her end game is figuring out who killed Lauren, what happened to her, finding Lauren's killers. And before she can leave, he tried to ask her, for some, he tried to proposition her. And she's like, listen, you know what gets me wet? Evidence. I turn into a freak. Bring me some evidence and you might get some puss. I'm like, fuck her, Sax. Like, she really does use him and abuse him. He really thinks this is a relationship. She don't like you. You help her win cases. That's all she care about, winning a case. I don't like this woman. I really don't. And I don't care that she on the right side of justice either. Like, when it comes to this show, we rooting for all the drug dealers. All of them. Anyway, Kane, he meets with Brayden. Tells him that Bash is back and, and blackmailed him and all of that. And he got to go. And he's like, and I was thinking you could help me with that. Kane like, what, nigga? Kane, you can do that? Didn't you kill Lauren? No, he didn't. He actually did not. He's like, I'm not trying to get into business with nobody that's disloyal. Like, why would you get into business with somebody that's disloyal? Like, why are you trying to drag me in this? I'm not doing this. Why should I do this for you? And of course, Brayden just needs somebody else to do it because he doesn't feel like it's a good idea if he does. And Kane is like, I do. Tariq, he drops in on Bash, who happens to be doing quite well. He really, held up in a nice little hotel room. That's probably the whole floor. Tariq is there to talk business, though. He has another business proposition for him. He has a new business connection that he kind of wants to create some legitimate stuff. Legitimate. He ain't finna do nothing legitimate. He was trying to get your ass again. But anyway, he feels like Bash can help him. And Bash flips it on him. And he's like, oh, wait. Because I don't want to jump ahead. At first, he's not, he's giving some resistance. And we don't even see what happens. So let me go back over there with Brayden and Kane. They headed to Bash's hotel. And Brayden want to stand outside. He want to stay in the car. Kane is like, we're not doing this. You know what? Change your plans. You going up there and you gonna kill him. And I'm gonna wait down here. And Brayden's like, I don't think that's a good idea. Kane's like, why you so spooked? You killed Lauren. Kane know he ain't killed Lauren. He gotta know. He had a look in his eyes like, I already know you ain't do what I told you to do. Brayden says that it's different. He's like, yeah, she was your friend. This is an enemy. It's real different. You can do it. You can get up there and you can do it. And he tells him, the plan. And then they sneak in the back door. Okay, back in the room with Tariq and Bash. Bash is telling Tariq to go to hell. Like I said, he's not going to be easy to sway. He says, I'm out working with the likes of you. You don't think I know about you? Stern already told me about you and your daddy. Your daddy wasn't nothing but a murderous drug dealer in a Tom Ford suit. And you just in your little college hoodie. You a criminal and you a thug. And Tariq pick up a knife off the table like, shut the fuck up. And shrinks him right in the stomach. And I was thinking, well, I saw that coming. You ain't finna just talk to me like that crazy. I thought he was either gonna hit him or something. Something was going down. And the what did happen is probably what should have happened because he around here trying to blackmail everybody. Excuse me? No. Who do you think you are? You really think that people won't kill you? In Power Land? In Power Universe? That's how it goes down. Trying to blackmail these drug dealers. They will kill people for less. And you trying to threaten their freedom, their livelihood, all of that. It's not happening, Bash. So bye. Right after he do it, he dropped the knife, got the blood all over his hands. Here come Kane and Brayden. They like, oh, damn, we was coming to do that. So they have to move his body, Brayden is thinking that somebody's going to miss him. He's like, nah, he stole from Simon. They think his ass ran away. They going to think he skipped town. So we good, So they got to get his body on up out of there. The DA and her nosy ass, she looking at pictures and files and all of that. And she gets interrupted by tight-lipped detective. And then the two of them, they asking questions, back and forth, trying to recall their memory on how they know one another. And cause tight lip detective, she want to know why you calling my boss asking about, my old informant, Mega Dante. And she has a picture of somebody that's been outside his house, and then homegirl, the nosy ass DA, she knows him. She says, "Oh, that's an NYPD detective. I'm gonna see what's going on." But she has no idea why he would be over there. Then they start exchanging notes with one another about the St. Patrick family. Tight-lipped detective, she feel like the whole family's a menace. Both of them want Tariq behind bars. Neither one of them will let that shit go. Tight-lipped detective, she tells her that Tariq was at the apartment the night that Mecadante was killed, and she hasn't let anybody else know that, not the press, not anybody. So that's private. That's I guess classified information. Annoying ass DA. She's like, well, cause she didn't know about it either, so then they share some more notes on Tariq, and she has all these theories, but no evidence, and so she really can't do anything about it. She went at him first for murder, and now she's trying to come with a RICO charge, and she has to have all her ducks in a row for that. Tight-lipped detective is like, oh, you ain't got no evidence, so she about to leave. And then she annoying ass DA, she blurts out that she has a CI that's, in cahoots with them. She got a CI working for her. And then she asks if it's possible that Mecca Dante was Tariq's connect. And Tight-lipped detective is like, well, I ain't got no evidence of that. I don't have no proof of that. But she has that CI embedded in the clique, and she had, that's her word. That's her word. She says that, because Tight-lipped detective wants to work together, but no, not her. The DA wants to work together. She wants to create a task force, and Tight-lipped detective is like, I'll do it, and I'll go see about making it happen if you for real about your CI. And she says she for real. All right. Tariq and Effie, they chilling or whatever, and they getting ready to go to Zeke's memorial. And she got the nerve to be acting all jealous, So, was you with Diana in her forehead, helping her with the memorial? You kind of got ghosted. And he's like, actually, no. I was with Brayden hiding the body. I think that's what they did that at night. But it might have took all night into the day. I don't know. She tells him that she knows that he's been working, without her and all of that. She don't need no protecting and all of that. He tells her he's just trying to keep her out of it because, he don't want nothing to fall back on her. And so he's been keeping her out of the loop, especially now with this lady that could kill them. He don't want her involved at all. But she say, listen, I don't need protecting. That's sweet and all, but I don't need protecting. She tells him that if he needs help moving product, that, she's his girl, she'll do it. Cause she ain't Lauren. I was like, ooh, what's that supposed to mean? Cause didn't you you the one rolled off with Lauren and we ain't never see Lauren again. So she ain't Lauren. That was a dig. It was a dig and it was unnecessary. But she says she need the money, so she gonna help. Rashad Tate is out and about with this lady. They heading into the campus. And I'm like, why she got all her midriff out? Where the hell they was at? Where they going? But he runs into, like, literally bumps into Harper Monica Brooks Bentley. And they go way back. They have a sexual history for sure. They done got down. Because he was looking at her like, oh, you still fine. He was enamored. Okay? Like, he forgot the fact that he was standing there holding another woman's hand. And then the lady finally is like, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm Harper. We just go way back. Girl, you're supposed to shake my hand first and then greet him. It's supposed to be, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so. And then you greet, because, girl, no. Not while I'm standing here holding his hand, And if you are going to greet my husband first, you better be greeting me right after. They really stood there and just had a kiki, really a moment. Like she wasn't standing there. He had no respect for her. Po thing. He didn't even introduce her as his girlfriend or nothing. He just fucking her anyway. I think she's the campaign manager. Anyway, everybody going into the memorial for Zeke. And the family's there, and Diana, her forehead, she thinks that everybody's gonna be so happy to see her. Lorenzo comes over there and is like, we're thank you for doing this. Your mom appreciates it. We all appreciate it. And she and Drew is like, she don't look her way and can't give her. That's what you get, girl. That's what you. They done iced you out. Diana she got to go and sit with Brayden's sister. And she start crying and carrying on. And then here comes Salim, I say, trolling a little bit. Because he's like, I guess he's thinking she's just some dramatic groupie. And he finds out that she's the sister cousin, and he sits right in between. Like, he make the girl move down and everything so he can sit right next to her. So he gonna try to be her love interest. I see that. I'm foreshadowing it. Because he was flirting and all of that, and she was flirting back. Anyway, the program starts. We start with a rendition from Lil Mo. She sings, It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. Is that the name of that song? I feel like it's not. But I feel like it is. Anyway, y'all know, Boyz II Men. They retire his jersey, bring the jersey to Monet. She really can't take it no more. She gets choked up and has to run outside in the hallway. They start flashing memories of Zeke, and I'm like, did we care about Zeke's character like that? To memorialize him? Like, granted, we have a fume for him, of course, for the character, of course, and I think after that, because he just didn't have an impact the way y'all feel like he had an impact. If this was Kane's character, yes, go all out because we love fucking Kane. But Zeke, okay. Anyway, Tariq gets up and speaks. He speaks on his behalf. He got to take up for him because y'all been saying he a killer, a murderer, a drug dealer. Y'all been saying all that. That's not who he was. He was a good brother, good friend, good son. That's who Zeke was. And I hope that y'all remember that. And then somebody in the crowd gonna heckle him because he was like, I can empathize because I was on trial too, and I wasn't convicted, but y'all was still chattering. And then somebody in the crowd gonna say, that's because you did it. I'm like, ooh, who is that saying something from the crowd? Tariq is like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm innocent. And then his memories come back of all the people he done killed. No, you not innocent. Now, Zeke was, but you not. You not. But he said with a straight face. Keep his good boy mask on. Effie, once he's finished, she leads the applause, and it's a nice little speech for Zeke. Once everything is over, Tariq goes and talks to Monique out in the hallway. She blames herself, of course, and Tariq, he asks, what can I do for you? And she's like, listen, Lorenzo's sitting on his hands about figuring out what happened to Zeke. I need you to help me find out. Like, you the only person that I can trust. And I need you to find out who killed Zeke. Lorenzo ain't doing shit. While they talking, Lorenzo out the window, peeking in. Please, go on somewhere. Tariq says, I don't know anything, but if I find anything out, I'm going to come back and tell you. I'll let you know first. And he gives her his word. The DA is annoying ass. She run down on the detective. I can't remember his name. Y'all remember. He was annoying as hell. I mean, drilling Poe Carey Milroom. He thought she was just the worst person in the world. He thought she was the one murdering the people. And so he feel guilty. He ain't left that case alone. He ain't left her death alone. He's like, I know it wasn't no suicide. But anyway, he's supposed to be on death duty. Death duty, my bad. And she's, telling him, I ain't authorized you to be out here doing none of that, He don't believe that Lauren is dead or none of that either. Or he don't believe that she just died in a car accident. He doesn't believe that either. He's gone rogue a little bit because he's supposed to be on desk duty, and she's like, I need you to get back to your desk because you're not authorized to investigate Monet Tejada, and that's that. And then she puts him out. But it's not over. It's not over. Noma's little flunky. He at the warehouse where the product is, and it's time to get to work. Effie's there. She, has a word with Tariq. She don't think it's smart having those Tejada boys in on this. She don't trust them. And he like, well, I trust them, so they're here. We need all hands on deck. I don't know what you're talking about. The decision has been made. They got to figure out how they going to get this money. They got to figure out how they going to get this money in 30 days. Because they got a warehouse full of product. And no people, no soldiers, no none of that. The DA, her annoying ass, she pull up to this real nice house. And when she goes inside, and the house is guarded as well. She flashes her badge and everything. So this is also a secret area. And I'm like, oh, it must be somebody important inside. Who inside? Lauren. Alive and well. Talking about how long I gotta pretend to be dead. Well, girl, that's what we want to know. Because we thought you had kicked the bucket. So, I mean, what? And so, you know what this tells me? Effie is that damn CI. She was the last person with Lauren. And although I think she supposedly pushed her into the lake or something like that, because next week they show a scene of her car going into some water. And so I'm just like, Effie is the CI. I don't trust her, and I never have. When she just kind of came back into the fold, just all willy-nilly, always ready and willing to be working, getting something going. I don't trust her. I just don't trust her. I really feel like it's her. I do. Anyway, until next time, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.